Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Khan here, your host back on the Newer Capital channel. And tonight I am going to be speaking from my experience and from my own knowledge around my professional background and implying it into what's happening in the crypto space around Ripple and XRP and essentially kind of share some insights, at least from my perspective and from my own experience. First, I also would like to apologize for not uploading last week. I'll be honest. I work two jobs. I the second job, not really a necessity. It's more of a fun kind of gig, and also an ease of mind to have that extra money to trade, to invest, and so forth. So it's still it's tiring, and I got really tired and I got really burnt out, and so I didn't film anything last week, and I wanted to just apologize for that because I know I said I'll be consistent, but from now on, what I will say here, so that I take some credibility, that is that I will try to upload once a week, every either Tuesday or Wednesday, and essentially my plan is to build a solid foundation on this channel first, on making the content and sharing the news, sharing the insights, sharing my experience as well as the facts, right? That's important, and try to go at it as much as possible, really, because I do a lot more than just work. I also trade, I also invest, and I also look after real estate that I own. It's a rental property that I own, so yeah, it's a bit of work. But anyway, that's all the sobbing aside. I want to acknowledge the FUD recently around the SEC wanting $2 billion from Ripple, because I think that's where it all started. All the heavy flood of FUD, essentially, that came towards Ripple and XRP. So the SEC essentially submitted a proposal to essentially finalize the lawsuit, and they're demanding $2 billion there and then because of institutional sales, selling with some evidence for selling at a discount from Ripple's statements that they got, which I want now. I want to ask this simple question around this topic. Around the lawsuit. How many times have the SEC won in this lawsuit against Ripple? How many times? Zilch. Zero. You can say they got approved for what was that? It was hang on, it's in my head. The appeal. That's the one. The appeal. You could say they won on that side of things, but I don't see that as a win because this space is still very unclear in terms of policy, regulations, and so forth. It's still very unclear. There's no new regulations set up for this new asset, for this new technology. So if the SEC had something up their sleeve, it's natural for the judge to think that and to say, okay, if you want to appeal, you can appeal. So I don't really count that as a win, per se. And then, of course, getting the statements from Ripple, that could just be another part of, like their plan for the appeal. And maybe that could be their win. It could be. But the way that Ripple has been approaching this lawsuit from day one, and the way that they've just been kicking the SEC's ass, I doubt that there'll be much from those statements that the SEC could use against Ripple. I doubt that, even though I could be wrong 100%. And all of the XRP influencers, even though I dislike most of them, there's some that I respect very, very much. Even though those guys have been saying that, oh, this is nothing, or, Ripple's gonna win it, and all that kind of crap. It's best to operate on facts. And the fact is, Ripple has been kicking the SEC's ass in this lawsuit. And the other fact is also that Ripple has stated many times they have been selling to institutions. They are transparent about it, right? But let's I think I've already addressed the negatives here, right? That's the negatives, is that if the SEC were right in that sense, selling XRP at a discount to institutions, dumping on the retail, and manipulating, suppressing XRP price on purpose, then okay, we're wrong about that, and I will put my hand up and say, shit, I made a mistake and I lost. Hey, lose. I lose a decent amount of money too, for someone my age. But now I want to look at the facts. So first off, let's say Ripple is selling to Bank of America. Let's say that. Now, Ripple agrees to sell. Sorry, Bank of America wants $2 billion from Ripple. Ripple agrees to sell that to Bank of America for a discount, right? Now, what's stopping Ripple from accepting Bank of America? From demanding. First off, let's say they demand, I don't know, 750 million for 2 billion XRP, right? When XRP was at 60 cents. Let's just say that. What's stopping Ripple from demanding that in cash? Just Bank of America, pay us in cash. We will send the money to your wallet. What's stopping them from doing that? They don't have to dump it on the market and then, or however else it works. I'm sorry, I'm not really a tech literate around the space, but this is just the way that I'm thinking about it. So, what's stopping from a direct cash transfer to Ripple, 750 million discount, right? And they just transfer the wallet instead of selling the wallet. So selling the amount of XRP, they just send that 2 billion to Bank of America's address. They don't have to sell it, they just send it. And technically they sold it because they got the cash. But what's stopping it from doing that? And then there's also many ways to... There are a few ways to navigate selling a certain goods or services without having to make it an investment contract. You could sell it as a commercial product. You could sell it as a commercial thing. From what I've researched here, let me see if I can bring it back up. I believe it was on a comment that I made here. Bear with me. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be a lot more open and not so restricted with my thinking, with my words and so forth, because it's just a little hard to kind of go with the script, and I don't know, I've been trying that and it's just not been playing out very well. Listening back on the previous video, I was like, man, that sounds like a robot a little bit. And so I'm just gonna speak from my heart, speak from my experience, speak from my knowledge, from my own experience. Yeah. But let me see if I can bring this up here again. Sorry, just bear with me for a little bit. I think it was this. No, it wasn't this. Okay, never mind. I don't think I can find it right now. Okay, no, I can't find it right now. But anyway, so essentially there are a few ways to avoid selling your own, and XRP is not Ripple's, by the way. It's actually, XRP is a completely decentralized technology that Ripple doesn't own. But it is possible for agreement for exchange of goods and services for cash, and that end up not being an investment contract. There's a few ways around it. So what if Ripple was able to do that with the distribution of XRP to institutions? I had another point which I wanted to point out, which was, I'm trying to bring it back. It was something to do with that. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry. My mind's all over the place right now. I don't know if you get what I mean, but there are many ways to do it. And so, therefore, the SEC could be wrong about it all. These are things that are facts, which is there is ways around it, and Ripple could be applying that. And so, therefore, the SEC could be wrong. And then there's also the way of directly sending cash, and then Ripple sending the XRP instead of selling XRP per se to the institutions and manipulating the price. They just send from wallet to wallet. They could be doing that, but we don't know. That's the thing. And maybe I missed something. I'm not sure. So please do call me out on that if you think I missed something. And I also posted this a little bit of this on Twitter as well. I had a long thread about it, so feel free to check that out on my account. And also I think this is also very common. This was kind of a common knowledge around the XRP community. Sorry, it's not really common knowledge. It's more like it is a fact that even if Ripple or the institutions were, so there's also another narrative where Ripple sells the institutions the XRP, and then those institutions dump the XRP to the open market. Now, even if this were to be true, how is it a profitable business? How is it a profitable long-term business? A business that has been around for over a decade, and the primary business model. And also, don't forget, they're highly intelligent and highly experienced executives, directors, board of directors, former treasurers, guys who worked at Morgan Stanley, who worked at Amazon. These guys are massive players, massive individuals within the financial industry. How is it possible? How is it profitable that Ripple's sole business plan is to just dump XRP at 60 cents, 50 cents? Even so, Ripple holds about, from what I have researched, about 6.3% of XRP. That's what Ripple holds. That's not the escrow. Escrow, by the way, the escrows are not owned by Ripple. It's Ripple manages the escrow. It releases $1 billion every month, but based on Ripple's management, but they do not own it. Now, going back to my point, even if that 6.3%, if Ripple holds 6.3% of the total total supply of XRP, which is about 6 billion, right? 6.3 billion. If they were to sell all of that today, that'd be $4 billion ish. That's nothing. That's nothing in this space, especially over the span of 10 years. Really? They could have just pulled an FTX and fucked off. They could have stuck around for a few years. Oh, turns out we want to scam people. We ran away the billions. That makes sense. Like that short term, that short amount of time, and the things that they were funding as well. That was also dodgy to begin with. So, my question is, why would the business model be dependent on just selling XRP or essentially dumping XRP on the retail for 60 cents for the past decade? And by the way, XRP was not always at 60 cents. It was lower than that before today. Sometime today. There was times where it was at $3, but still, that's nothing in this space. Let alone the financial sector. The crypto total market cap is about $2 trillion, just over $2 trillion right now. So it doesn't make any sense to me that all these prominent individuals with extensive experience in the past with Morgan Stanley, like I said, Treasury, so many more. Amazon, where else? Like, it's just the list goes on, and all these institutions as well. Bank of America, HSBC. Who else? Trianglo's there. FedNav. The Fed has been rumored. The BIS. BIS is well aware of Ripple and XRP, so I just don't understand how that would work unless I'm missing something, guys. And then sure, call me out on it, and I will happily admit that I'm wrong. I'm 22. I'm young and dumb as fuck. I don't know anything. I can only do my best to learn and listen to those who are already very experienced, those who have a lot of knowledge and wisdom within the space and also in the financial sector as a whole, because that's the space that I want to tap into, right? So I don't know much. Like, as much as I could be on here talking a lot about this, a lot about the news, about my experience, my own experience within the banking industry, within the government, within even sales and business to business transactions, I still don't know much. I'm 22. I'm still very young. So please do call me out on it if I'm wrong. Leave a comment down below and let me know what it is that I missed out. But you see, this is the positives. This is actually I don't know if you kind of were able to differentiate that, but the negatives is that the SEC is right. Ripple has been selling. Ripple has been dumping on us, and we were fooled essentially. Then, right, we're wrong. Move on to the next project. And then the positives is the SEC. We don't know. The positives is that we actually don't know really. The positive is also that Ripple has been on a winning streak against the SEC, so that could also help favor, because clearly that could help shift the favor in Ripple's into Ripple's side, because clearly the judge has agreed with Ripple on many lawful agreed on Ripple on the law side of things. So, and I'm no lawyer, so I don't really know really either. So that's why I say that's the positives. We don't really know. A lot of us are not lawyers. I don't know, maybe some of you are, and even some of the lawyers have been saying that Ripple's chance of winning this is very high, or now there's a chance of settling, which still a lot of people doubt, but we don't know at this stage. And it's just one side of the story. It's not the complete, it's not the final judgment. So here's what I say. In conclusion, you gotta do your own research around this, guys. Do your own research around this space. Know your risk tolerance. Know your current situation, and only invest money that you can afford to lose. I only invest what I could afford to lose. And so therefore I'm not worried if Ripple and XRP go to zero. I'm not worried if Bitcoin goes to zero. I'm not worried if any of these projects go to zero, which I don't think it will. I think crypto will be around for a long time, but I'm not worried at all, because I know where I'm going. I found my path, guys. So thanks to guidance, thanks to a lot of wisdom from a lot of capable and very wise gentlemen within this space, they've helped me open my mind. They've helped me be closer to God too, and that's what you guys should. That's what I'm not saying you should be focused on God, but you should be focused on yourself. Essentially, focus on yourself. Build a connection with yourself. Build a connection deep within yourself, because deep within us, there's a little bit of spark. That spark is a spark of essentially God's creation, God's energy, because God created all of us, right? So we are able to tap into that. If we're able to tap into that spirit, that energy, whether that's thinking about a future self and really being able to communicate with yourself and say, okay, this is where I want to be, this is who I want to be, and I always want to get better and better and better, from better than yesterday, better than the day before yesterday, better than last week. Having that communication is key. It really is. It's helped me. So So like I said, do your own research. Everybody's risk tolerance and everybody's perception and opinion is different. So nothing I say here is financial advice. Be safe out there, people, and I will see you guys in the next video. Yeah, I think that's it. I will see you guys in the next video. I don't know why that was a long awkward pause. As you can tell, it's nighttime now, so I finished work, so I get flustered, a little tired sometimes. But anyway, that won't be an excuse. I'll keep on posting. I'll keep you guys posted on the more recent news, because I'm sure this was kind of a bit of an older news I was supposed to post last week. So I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night. Ciao.